Hello everyone, welcome to our junior church for today. Today we're going to hear a very familiar story. It's called the parable of the sower. Now a parable is a story that Jesus told, and it's full of ordinary things which the people who heard Jesus speak would understand. So for instance, Jesus is telling the story of a man who went out to sow some seeds, something many people at that time would know. And he tells the story along the way. And we're going to look at the story. But first of all, I just want to tell you about the craft that we're going to do to illustrate this story as well. So these are the things you'll need. You're going to need a seed tray. We've used the seed tray before at Easter time for the Easter gardens. This one, you need to fill one side of it with stones to make a path, and then the rest of it you're going to fill with soil along the way. Then you need some different stones, perhaps a different shade as well, and we'll get to why you need those. You need some thorny plants. Just be careful with these, else you'll do what I just did before and jab my finger with one of the prickly bits. You need some birds as well. I don't know where I got these from, but I found them in the house somewhere, so we're going to use them. If you haven't got any birds sat around in the house, play birds that sat around in the house, then you can find lots of different ways of making birds on the internet. There's lots of different designs. And then if you've got some as well, if you've got any seeds, then that will be the last bit of the story. So Jesus talked about a man who went out to sow some seed, and he was throwing the seed all around the ground, and he said some of the seed fell on the path. So that's the path here. Then he said some fell on rocky ground. So we'll make some rocky ground with our extra stones. There you go. Then he said some of the seed fell on the thorny bushes. So let's do that. Put these out, the thorny bits. Like I say, just be careful at this bit. And then some of it fell on the good soil, the last bit of the good soil. So let's just put a few of our seeds in the good soil, if I can. These are very tiny seeds, these ones, so we'll just sprinkle them over here. I'll just see if they can go in the ground a little bit. Now, what Jesus was really doing with this story was telling the people about the word of God, about listening to the things he said. And he said some people were like the seed that fell on the path. They heard the word, but they didn't really understand it. So it kind of went in one ear and it came out the other ear. And it really didn't make any sense to them. So it's like when the birds came and just took that seed away. It doesn't do anything at all. Then he said some people hear the word of God, and it's like when the seed fell on the stony ground. There, the seed grew up quickly, but because it had no roots, it was so stony around there, it withered away. And Jesus was saying, that's like some people who really have no foundations, who've not really taken on board everything that Jesus wants. So, yeah, the seed grows up quickly, and they want to respond to everything that Jesus says. But actually then it doesn't have any sort of basis, it doesn't have any foundation, so it just withers away quickly. Some seeds, some of the people who hear Jesus and listen to what he says, it's like when the seed ends up in the thorny bit. Now, those are people are those who, yes, they hear the word and they want to do things, but then they get distracted. Other things mean that they don't really do the things that Jesus wants them to do. They go off and do other things and they get taken away. And then some people hear what Jesus has to say. It's like the seed that fell on the good soil. And when they respond to it, well, it makes such a difference. the words that Jesus says grows within them, and it makes a difference in the way they live their lives, growing and growing and growing. So that is the parable of the sower. I hope you can make your own parable of the sower seed tray, and you'll remember that when we listen to Jesus and we understand everything he wants for us, and we help it go right within us, then it can make such a difference in our lives, and of course in the lives of people that we help. Amen.